welcome. I'm going to share with you a really simple practice for releasing sciatica pains if you have. Sometimes this can come from a tight piriformis. So this little tiny muscle that lives kind of in your glutes can press onto the sciatic nerve and cause a lot of really uncomfortable sensations, whether it's sort of like localized pain or actually sort of like radiating, like lightning bolts, as I like to describe them, sort of shooting down the legs. And all we really need today is a strap. You don't have to have an actual yoga strap. You could just use like a scarf or a belt or anything like that. So we're just gonna start by having a lay down onto, we don't even need a mat today, just anything that is comfortable and supportive. We're gonna start by sticking the strap around the bottom of our right foot. And just use both hands very gently to help draw those legs in, slowly letting it relax. Keep your other leg quite flexed and active, so we're really trying to keep the rooting and grounding down through that left leg. And as you slowly draw it in, we're just gonna let the shoulders and the arms, the neck, all kind of find some heaviness here. So we're using just the weight of the arms to draw on the legs, starting with opening through the back of the leg first. Now, it doesn't matter how high the leg gets or where it gets to, just allow a little bit of pulse, or just working into where those tissues are finding their tension for today. Micro bend at the knees, don't worry about locking those knees out, just finding a little bit of softness there. Possibly those legs, those hamstrings are going to start doing some quivering as they find their release. So just let this happen. Let the tissues carry up and out whatever they are needing to release. Big breaths, full inhales down into the belly. Exhale, maybe the arms get a little bit heavier. And take a few last breaths here on this side. So you may even be starting to find a little bit of maybe this sensation that is causing you grief here, even in this first variation. But we're gonna slowly start to switch the grip into just the left hand. So strap coming on into just the left hand, and then we're gonna let the leg come all the way across the body. So the leg may float in space, it may rest all the way down. You're just gonna let it go to wherever it wants to. The other arm can kind of stretch out into a nice T. Where your gaze goes doesn't matter. If it's quite a lot on the neck to gaze the opposite way, then just kind of keep it more neutral. And what we're aiming for is to keep again, that straight-ish leg so that we're working through our abductors here. So in particular, we might be finding quite a lot of sensation right deep into that glute, that little piriformis muscle, maybe even down through the IT. I really love this for opening and releasing. So using your strap to just kind of keep that leg elevating. So the more sensation would be if you put a little bit of extra pull onto that strap sort of up towards your head, but we're not looking to cross over our edge. So just find your edge for today. Oftentimes, the more we sort of sit with a posture, the more that sensation kind of bubbles up, and we have to just work a little bit harder with our breath to keep our nervous system relaxed, keep everything soft, letting it do that work. So feeling, noticing what sensations are really coming to life in that leg. Now, if you can, ideally we would spend about 5 minutes in each of these variations. But it is something that you might have to actually work up to. So maybe set your timer for a minute and then work up to 2 minutes. And then over time, as the tissues start to get acquainted with releasing and also being more comfortable in deeper sensations, then you'll be able to work up to those longer time spans that really, really give you those deep benefits. So from there, we're going to inhale. Let's draw using the core, using the assistance of the strap, bring that leg all the way back up. We're gonna flip out to the outside. So just making sure that we are working on balance. So keep the grip in the right hand, and we're gonna let that leg fall out towards the right side. So keep that leg straight-ish, again, not locking out the knee. You can use your elbow for a little bit of support on the floor, and we do need to find a little bit of opening or activation, I should say, through the core here to keep evenly grounded through both of those sit bones and those hips, and then wake up that left leg just a little bit extra. So from here, drawing that leg up, finding that opening. So even though this is focusing on a release through the outside of the leg, we are also trying to aim for balance by targeting only one area and maybe not the other. Maybe it's actually the inside of the leg that's creating tightness and pulling from the outside, or vice versa. So give a little bit of time to each variation. The longer you can spend here, the better. And taking our last couple breaths. And then slowly use the core, use the help of the hand and the leg to rise back up. Release through your strap, let the leg rest down. And let everything just have a moment to kind of settle. One of my favorite things to do is actually to map out with my mind, sort of feeling my way through both sides of the body when I've only worked one, to just see what has changed. And then from there, we will grab our strap and let's stick it over, or under rather, the bottom of that left foot. So both hands just gently drawing it in, letting everything relax and grow soft. Even though the arms are doing a little bit of work here, we're gonna just see if we can still relax them, let them become heavy. Perhaps you're giving yourself a moment to reflect and see how this side is doing as compared to the other side. It could be better, it could be worse. Last couple breaths. And so we're moving through these sides a little bit quicker today, but if you can revisit this practice and spend as long as you're comfortable, more the better. You will really, really experience some pretty amazing differences. So we're gonna take our hand into just the right, or on the right on the strap, all the way across for our variation number 2. Let that leg fall, let the arm stretch out. You can gaze the opposite way if you want to. Finding that strap, letting that leg elevate. This is one of my favorite stretches to do when I have to sit in my office chair a lot. Often maybe on my lunch break I'll take a few minutes to work through this. Helps out quite a lot, especially if things are feeling really uncomfortable through the sciatica and the abductors. Let's inhale, draw that leg all the way back up. And then we will switch into just the left hand. Let that left leg fall all the way out to the other side. Remembering to use a little bit of awakening through the belly to keep both of those hips rooted down. Taking our last few breaths. Inhale, draw that leg all the way back up. And we will release it down. Give yourself a moment to just rest and feel Feel the difference. Take as much time as you need, resting on your mat, savoring all that you have released until we get to meet once again. Namaste.